Recently, I've seen some not so positive videos on the internet about sugar.
Sugar is poison, right?
Sugar is sugar, and you're gonna gain weight if you eat too much of it, wherever it comes from.
But how true and accurate are these videos? I've lost a ton of weight, but my question is, would I have lost the weight a lot faster if I completely eliminated sugar from my diet? Real quick, I just want to say that everything that I'm going to say in this video is going to be through the lens of either fat loss or very basic nutrition. I'm here to talk about looking good and being healthy. So why is sugar bad for you? Well, because it makes you fat. Or at least that's what the mainstream media says, right? You are fat because you eat too much and you don't move enough. That is it. There's no specific food group that's doing you in. It's your diet as a whole that's shitty. Okay? It's not your metabolism, it's not your fucking somatotype, it's not your thyroid glands or whatever. It's just that you eat more than you burn and that is making you fat. Very simple. Now, here's why most people think that sugar is making them fat. The first reason as to why people think sugar is making them fat is sugar is really dense in calories. Like, sugary foods are generally very, very dense in calories. So, I want you to think about what people mean when they say sugar is bad for you. When most people say that sugar is bad for you, they're not talking about fructose or like the sugar that's in honey or in fruits. They're just saying when they say sugar, they mean trashy, hyper processed, sugary foods. At least that's what most of them mean. These foods are generally very calorie dense. So, again, being calorie dense, eating too much, that can cause you to gain weight, but it's because they're dense in calories, not because they've got sugar in them. Let me explain. So, I'm going to give you this like extreme hypothetical. So, say my maintenance calories are 2,400, right? And I eat 2,000 calories a day of just donuts. All I eat the entire day are donuts. My nutrition is pretty much trash. There's no nutritional value in donuts, but I am in a caloric deficit because I'm 400 calories under my maintenance calories. Hypothetically, I'd still be losing weight. Okay? My nutrition would be terrible. I would feel terrible. Mental fog, just terrible. Everything would be bad. But I would be losing weight because I would be in a caloric deficit. The calories are the problem, not the sugar. The second reason as to why people just like to believe that sugar is making them fat is people like to point their fingers to just one part of their diet and just make an excuse and say, "Oh yeah, that's what's causing me to be fat. It's those seed oils, or it's the sugar that's making me fat," rather than just accepting that it's their diet as a whole that's just shitty. That's because it's tough and it's crushing for the ego to just go, "Hey, I don't know anything about diet and nutrition and I just eat shit all the time." It's a lot easier to say, "Oh, seed oils, oh, sugar, meh, 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 meh. Oh, thyroid problem, or oh, genetics, or somatotype." It's a lot easier to just point your finger at just one thing and isolate it and say, "That's the only reason that I'm fat." It's not because I don't know anything about nutrition. It's not because I don't exercise. It's just that that one thing is what's doing me in. It's really easy to do that. And it's sad that people do that, but it's the truth. And the second reason hurts me the most because it hits me right here. Because I used to be that way. I used to be like, "Oh, it's just that one thing, bro. If I quit that one thing, like I'd have like a six pack in a week or some shit." My nutrition was terrible as a whole, right? There were some parts of my nutrition that were just blatantly the worst, but overall my nutrition sucked, and that's why I was fat. The third reason as to why people think sugar is making them fat is because sugary foods are not filling at all. So I'm going to ask you this question. Just actually answer this question for me in your head. How many donuts can you have before you're full? For me, when I was fat, the answer was as many as humanly possible. I'll tell you the story. We're going in depth. Fuck it, right? I'll tell you a story. I used to have 6 cream-filled Krispy Kreme donuts. For any of you guys that have had a cream-filled donut from Krispy Kreme, those donuts are fucking like, well, first of all, they're delicious, but they're big. And I think that comes out to around about 2,100 calories. Like those donuts were like dense in calories. Now I know what you're thinking, bro. Are you crazy? Like 6 cream-filled donuts? How did you retain any sense of self-respect that you had? Well, that's the thing. I didn't have self-respect. Now this may sound crazy, but if you don't take care of yourself, you do not have self-respect. If you don't want to treat your own body right, you do not have self-respect. Now, because those donuts were not satiating, I never stopped to think, oh, I wonder how many calories are in this, or oh, I wonder if this is good for my body, or oh, I wonder if this is healthy. Again, A, because I didn't have self respect. B, I was an idiot. And C, I mean, I was kind of young. So that's fine, but a lot of guys are doing this and they're like 25, 26, 27. All I'm saying is have some self respect. You're only harming yourself. That's as simply as I can put things. Have some respect for yourself, because honestly, you actually deserve better. Because man, I wish somebody told me this when I was a fat fuck, but that might be too much. But let's see if that makes it through the edit. But I actually had great potential. I was fast. I was strong. If somebody actually just made me aware of my potential, I might have had some self-respect and started to eat healthy. But nobody did, and I just had to teach myself self-respect. If you relate to anything that I've said, send me a DM on Instagram, and I'm literally gonna help you. I'm gonna help you out for free. Usually, I only help people who have full-time jobs, but honestly, bro, if you're going through any of the things I just described, just send me a DM on Instagram using the link in the top comment or the description. I'll help you out for free. Don't you worry about it. The fourth reason as to why people think that sugar is making them fat is because sugary foods are hyper palatable, which is just a really fancy way of saying that sugary foods taste really fucking good. Now, if you've been paying attention to what I've been saying, then you're probably seeing a pattern. It's dense in calories, it tastes fucking delicious, and you can eat loads of it without feeling full. No wonder people think sugar is the reason that they're gaining weight. Now, am I saying that sugar is good for you and you should eat as much of it as you want? Absolutely not. So what am I saying? Here's what I want you to take away from this video. 1, sugar is not the enemy. 2, it's really easy to overeat sugar. 3, if I am fat, then it's because my movement sucks overall. 4, if I am fat, then it's because my diet sucks overall. 5, there's no magic bullet. I'm repeating myself, but there's no magic bullet that's making you fat. It's your lifestyle as a whole that's shitty and unhealthy, and that's why you're fat.